Hello, everybody. Thank you again for watching the podcast. Tell me your story. This is your podcast host, Chris Baker Jr. Today's special guest to tell her story is Queta Bell. We're going to do like how we always do. We're going to jump right into this and, just cover the basics. Talk about, where'd you grow up at? Where did it all start for you? How was your childhood? Just basic questions. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Queta Worley-Bell. I go by Queta, and I grew up in the central community of Cleveland, Ohio. And that's where I still represent being an adult in my life. And I still represent the central community of Cleveland, Ohio. I had a great childhood. It was wonderful. I still to this day have flourishing memories, great memories, and I talk about it all the time. What else do I talk about, Chris?
Oh, I thought you was about to start talking about your memories. That's why I was
Oh,
kind of like, go ahead.
well, my household consisted of my mother and father. I had a two-parent household. I had grandparents sides of the family, my mother's parents and my father's parents. And I'm the oldest children of five children. I'm the oldest from my dad's children, and I'm the oldest from my mother's children. So we have a blended family, and it's, like I say, flourishing. And we have so much fun together. And I have a nephew that just graduated from high school. So I have so many pictures all on my phone. I need to print them as well of myself and my family. I also myself, I have two children. By me being the oldest, I was the first to have. So my age is actually 49. I'll be 50 in 2 months. And that's it. I have three sisters and we have one brother. And that's from my mother's children now and my father's together. Now my father have two extra children, and they are two boys, and that's still blended family. And the two boys have two sisters. So we have one great big happy family. And I have two children myself, a boy and a girl. And my son will be 29 at the end of this year. My daughter will be 27 in about 3 months. So that's our big, happy, giant family so far.
I kind of went. All right,
Oh,
let's tap into that a little bit. How did you meet your father, the baby's daddy, your dad?
oh,
How did that come into play?
I met him after I graduated from high school, and I worked a summer at Cedar Point. So after I was done working and I had moved out of my mother's home, I met him in an apartment building where I resided, and he worked.
Are you guys still currently together?
No, we are not currently together anymore, and he lives in Cleveland, but on the far west side of Cleveland. So I don't see him. I don't have any communications with him at all, and that's it.
All right, kind of give us a taste of what it was like growing up in Cleveland. Were you in the suburbs or were you actually in the city?
I grew up in the city, and I had I don't know, it was a good taste of Cleveland. Every summer I would.
I lost you. You still there?
Yeah, Chris.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Okay,
Commercial break.
you
We're
hear me?
back.
Right, right. Okay, so I remember growing up every summer in the city of Cleveland. the greater central community of Cleveland. I also went to summer school. It was Cleveland schools that I went to, and I went to summer school at least twice during my childhood. Every
Hold on, wait.
summer
I got a question for you.
after I
So,
was done with,
my question for you, real quick, is
huh?
how big were the high schools out there? I come from like we got like a medium-sized high school out here. We probably average about 300, 400 people in it. So, like, how many was at
Mm,
your high school?
I don't know. You know what? It was we had 9th through 12th grade, what they have now, and the high school I went to was East Technical High School in the central community of Cleveland. And I don't know how many students we had. My graduating class, we had 150 students that graduated. So I don't know how many students we had. I'm gonna guess and say at least 300 in our whole building from 9th to 12th grade.
Okay. And what year did you graduate?
I graduated in 1991.
91. And
Yeah,
like,
91.
that was 2 years before I even existed.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah.
You said,
So
well, you said you're 50.
that
I would have never guessed that though, to be
yeah,
honest.
I will be 50 in 2 months.
Does it even feel like
And
it?
my birthday is August. Yeah.
50 years, man. You've seen a lot. You've done a lot. You've experienced a lot. Let's hear more about these 50 years in
Yeah.
your life. Tell us your story.
Okay. Every summer my dad would take me and my mom, and when my brother came along, he would take us downtown to these festivals. We had so much fun growing up. And there used to be like a carnival downtown by the Playhouse Square, and that was like the early 80s. So it was fun. We had a great time. We would, eat and walk and talk and enjoy ourselves and ride on the Ferris wheel they had downtown. It was so much fun. It was great growing up in Cleveland. So basically that was my childhood. And on the weekends, every weekend I would go over to my grandmother's, my mother's mother, and my grandparents' mother, my grandmother and grandfather's house. And their house was in the central community still, off of East 55th and Kinsman in Cleveland, Ohio, which is the greater central community. Still, that's where I grew up. And to this day, I still go to church in that community of Cleveland, central community.
What
So
kind of church you go to?
I had a, I had a great childhood. I'm still having a great life, living my best life as an adult still. And I look forward to my 50 years. I will be 50 August 3rd this year, this summer. And I'm looking forward to a great birthday.
What's your plans? What you got going on? This is number 50.
Going going out to dinner because my birthday is during the week, so we going out to dinner. Um, Saturday after my birthday at my church, we're going to have a church picnic. Then Sunday after my birthday, we are going to have a birthday party in the park with my cousins, and we're just gonna have a great big party in the park.
Am I invited at least?
So we're looking forward to that. Oh, that's neat. That was neat, neat, neat. Yeah, neato, huh?
Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong about having a party at the park, man. Have a nice little barbecue, cooking, throwing down.
Yes. Lose you?
No, I'm still here. Still talking about that barbecue
Oh,
in the
okay.
park, man. You,
Yeah.
you guys gonna have some brats,
We looking
birds,
forward to a
some corn?
yeah. Yeah, looking forward to a party in the park.
Now, with you being up there in Cleveland, I have a question for you. What happened in the flats just
Okay.
recently?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know. I have to look it up and find out because I didn't hear anything. What
They
did
said,
you hear?
well, down in the flats it was all on fire down there. Somebody had, I guess, from what I read, they tossed a cigarette and it caught something, and like everywhere in the flats in Cleveland was looking like lava, man. It was all fire.
Oh
I
wow.
was wondering if you had some answers about that. Just kidding.
No, I don't. I didn't hear anything. I have to look it up.
I'm just kidding.
I
I know you was
didn't hear
behind it.
anything. Oh, uh-oh. Ain't that crazy? They
Yeah,
shouldn't.
seeing
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm glad nobody got hurt though. You know, in all seriousness, it's just
Right.
seeing the videos over social media, man. It was just like, holy crap! At least it wasn't the lake this time.
Yeah, at least. I know, right?
The lake caught fire
Wow.
the one time. This is all true
Hmm.
story, guys. Who was watching, listen. You can, do your research. Lake Erie was on fire at one time. And
Hmm.
the flats, I'm not making this up. I'm not just joking around. This actually did happen just a couple days ago. The flats were on flames. There's videos out there. Maybe I should have like a
Hmm.
little cutscene to it right now.
Yeah,
That is the flats. That's what I was talking
yeah, yeah. But it's hard to get people not to come and smoke. They
about.
shouldn't smoke. So if they got cigarettes, they shouldn't be allowed to take it out and smoke, you know?
Yeah. Yep. So back to your story. Getting kind of off topic here. So after high school, what did you do once you graduated?
Um, I worked that summer right after. I worked at Cedar Point.
Oh,
Yeah, I stayed there for those 3 months, summer months.
so you're
And
staying at the Commons, huh?
yeah. That was the comments where I stayed in the apartment.
I know all
It
about the
was
Commons.
great. I had a great time. I stayed there, I worked, and then after that, immediately after I came back to Cleveland, came back home, went to Tri-C. I did a year, almost a year and a half, and then I had got pregnant. I had my son.
So did you meet your the guy at was it at Cedar Point or
Yeah, no, it was immediately after I came back to Cleveland.
oh,
I
okay.
met him. Yeah, I met him, and I was 20,
20?
and that was 20 years old. And I moved out of my mother's home, and I got my own place. Everything went so fast for me. It was immediately like a snowball. So that was it.
How was I mean just kind of
Yeah.
give us like a backstory of that a little bit. Like, did he stay right away? Like when you told him that you was pregnant? Being 20, living on your got your own place. Just kind of give
Hmm.
us a feel for that a little bit, a taste.
Yeah. He didn't stay away. He helped as much as possible. He was excited. I was excited. It was our first child. And he's 6 years older than me, so but still he was excited. He was helpful. Yeah, it was really, really helpful. But during the summer, it was we had a blackout. We had two blackouts that summer. It was the summer of 1993.
The year I was born.
Yeah. Wow. That we had two blackouts and it was so horrible.
Wait, what
So
day
that
was it?
I don't know the day, but I'm gonna tell you it was the month of July.
Oh, close. See, if it would have been June, I'd be like, it blacked out because I was coming into the world.
That was was funny. So that was the summer of 1993. July was the month. And it was so horrible because all of my food got spoiled.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that was crazy.
So that was kind of
You
like your
know?
first real test being on your own, right? First
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, it was. It really was. And it was so hot. We couldn't get no air conditioner, no fans going. It was just really, really hot. So I remember that being all pregnant and all, it was just miserable. Really, really miserable. I learned a valuable lesson that summer. I was like, wow, you know?
I bet you was taking cold showers during that time period.
Oh yeah, yeah, I was. Really, really was. It was a lot.
How did you guys
That's all I
handle it?
could.
How did you guys handle the situation with it being hot? You had no air conditioners, no. Did you have fans like box fans in the windows at all? Or
Yeah, but we couldn't use it because there was no electricity.
that's right. There was. How long was the power out?
It was out, I want to say a couple of days.
Oh,
Yeah,
you had me thinking it was like a couple months.
yeah. No, it was a couple of days, but it was like, wow.
And those probably
All
felt
we
like the
can do,
longest days.
yeah, all we can do is like go up and down the steps because we couldn't use the elevator in the building. That was it.
And then you had to get a workout. What floor was you on?
Like the fifth,
Oh Lord, dude, I
yeah,
was on when I went to at college. I was at the University of Toledo. I had to walk all the way from the 11th floor when we had fire drills. That was never fun.
yeah, wow. That was a lot.
I had a terrible experience with it because they would fine us like if we didn't, do the drills. They would, give us a fine. And the day they decided to do the fire drill, I happened to be in the shower. I was taking a shower. It had just gotten back from class, and it was hot out, so I was like, I'm gonna freshen myself up before I get with everybody else. And sure enough, while I'm in the shower, the alarm starts going off, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Wow, that was weird.
I had to grab my towel, walk down 11 flights of stairs, and then walk back up
Wow.
11 flights of stairs afterwards just for a fire drill. Like, come on. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't the real thing because then I would have been running around in a towel.
Wow. Eh, that was a doozy.
Yeah, yeah. Man, so anybody else that has dealt with that too, that's watching, listening, I know your pain when you have to walk down. You probably walk more steps than that, but I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, I got my work in that
Wow.
day.
Yeah, they was laughing at you too, wasn't they?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Had a couple lookers, but how that goes. People trying to peek around that town, like, no, no, easy now.
Wow. That was funny. Yeah. Yeah. So what else, Chris, did you want to know?
Ah, well, we covered, your first child. Now, did you have your
Hmm.
your second child in the same place, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I moved out of the where I met my kid's dad. I moved out that fall and I got into an apartment complex where I had a two-bedroom because I was about I wanted him, my first child, my son, I had him. Then 2 years later, I had my second child.
now, was you guys ready? Was this an expected one? This is one you guys were prepared for, or was it just happened?
Yeah, no, it was unexpected and it just happened. No, we wasn't prepared, but I was able to get prepared and I had so much support from my mom, my dad, everybody supported me, my cousin. And I have a cousin, a first cousin, we were pregnant at the same time. She had her son first in August of 95. Then I had my daughter in September of 95. So we was pregnant at the same time. Such a close-knit family that that's how it goes in my family. Everybody is all pregnant at the same time. And that's so funny. It's weird.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is.
But the coolest thing is, like you said, your family was very supportive and had, was with you every step.
Mm, right.
Now,
Yeah.
being that you was at a young age, was it harder? Did you have it like under control, or were you kind of like struggling with the kids, the bills, and all this stuff? Because a lot of people don't want to talk
Yeah, I
about it,
was.
but
Yeah, I was struggling. Um, I didn't have that control at all.
how
I
were
still
you?
had that family support.
So you were able to capitalize on it with your family support. They were able to help out,
Yeah,
chip in from time to time,
yeah,
give you the
yeah,
food. That's cool.
right. Yeah, and pick me up and take me shopping and all that, or watch the kids for me. When I had my daughter, I stayed with my mother. I stayed with her. I stayed in my apartment, but I stayed with her because she wanted to help me while she was going to school and everything. And she was in school, and then she was working. When she got out of school, she was busy. She was able to help me. And my brother and my sister was able to help me too. Even though they was little kids, they were still able to help. And when I had my daughter, I was 23.
Woo,
Yeah, so yeah, I had my son, I was 21. Yeah.
that's pretty cool though.
So
They weren't too far apart, and probably were they now? Would you say your kids were pretty like close? Were they close siblings, or were they like button heads
yeah.
all the time?
No, they was close. They was so close. They was close to the point where a lot of people thought they was twins. They helped each other out all the time. It's just now as adults, they're not so close anymore.
It always happens, man. It's like a lot of people could probably relate to that. Is where you're close, with your younger brother, your younger sister, older brother, older sister, and then it just gets to that point in life. Same with friendships and stuff, where you kind of just hit that fork in the road and go the other way.
I
But
know, right?
they probably have that relationship where I had that with a lot of people where I can, it could be like 5 years, I haven't spoke or talked to you, but I come close to you and we start, just reconnect where we left off. I got them
Yeah.
kind of friendships, and that's probably how they are.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
So what is going on in your life now?
Now I'm divorced. I didn't marry my kid's dad. I married somebody else. I stayed married for 6 years, but I got recently divorced, and my divorce will be 2 years almost in December. And we got divorced during the pandemic.
Really? You just guys couldn't like
Yeah.
stand each other anymore, or?
Yeah, I just got tired of not being able to have that emotional and mental support.
Yes.
So I parted ways. I walked away. I separated. It was my idea to separate. So I just got tired, and that was really hard. It was a strain. It was a struggle, and I just walked away.
And
So
it's
now,
like, yeah, probably the best move too, because they
yeah,
didn't have that, emotional connection anymore.
right. So now I'm in a way that I'm staying with my mom. I've been here for a year and almost 6 months. So I'm working on getting a job and also working on getting my disability.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So you're back.
and once I get all that squared away, I'm working on getting my own place.
So you're back in the rebuilding stages, and within time, we'll see you back on your feet, rising to the top, like you always have.
Right.
You're gonna bounce back, man, because God's with you at all times. God's gonna lead
Yes,
you every step
yes,
of the
yes.
way.
Yes, I know, right?
A lot of people are probably saying, why'd you leave that dude? But I'm over here saying, this is gonna be a blessing in disguise. It might be tough at first. It might not make sense. You might go through a lot of stuff, but I just want to say, trust God. Trust God
Yeah,
and know that He's in charge, and continue to follow His will, and He's gonna lead you where you need
yes,
to be, where you need to go.
yes. You are so good, Chris. Oh, can you see me better now? Because
Yep.
I had the light off and it was dark. That
Yeah,
was
I see you now. Look,
this,
got
this
that
is
big old
much
smile
needed.
on. Big
Yeah,
old
this is
smile.
much needed. I'm glad I turned the light on, huh?
I can see the light.
That's good. And I thank you for that great advice. That was great.
Yep, I'm always here if you need me. I mean,
Oh, me?
you gotta understand that. I get it though. A lot of people, especially, I mean, after a hard breakup, after being with somebody for 6 years, and those emotional, you're gonna have high school goggles. What I mean by that is you're gonna reflect on those memories, and from time to time, you're gonna be like, did I make the right choice? But you gotta really reach down deep down
Yeah,
inside of you in your heart and know that God is leading you. God put those thoughts in your head, and He's guiding you in your steps. And I mean,
yeah, that's
you're
good.
gonna face some challenges. You're gonna face some storms. But understand, after you get through them storms, there's always gonna be amazing blessings that are just gonna overflow, and then your life itself is gonna blossom.
Yeah, that's great. You're helping Chris. That's neat.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to
A
show.
motivation. That's neat. You should be a motivational speaker too, huh?
I try, try my best to build people up, but it comes down to you. Are you gonna take it? Are you gonna listen to what I told you? Or are you gonna let somebody else tell you something?
Yeah. Hey, hey, I'm listening. I'm listening good. That's really great. I'm glad to have that advice. Neil,
But
I can
that's
forever smile on my face from your advice.
thank you, thank you. I'm gonna start blessing. But right now, put your hand over your heart.
Hmm.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that inside you?
Yes,
You know what that is?
it's my heart beating.
Yeah. But you also understand that's greatness inside of you that we all have.
Oh,
But don't be afraid to
yeah,
show it off
that's
to the
good.
world. Don't be afraid to show it off to the world.
Oh,
You got
yeah,
greatness inside.
neato.
All right. As we begin to wrap this thing up, I just want to say thank you for coming on and telling your story. I have a
Yeah.
couple other questions before we sign off here. I want to say, once again, thank you for coming on and telling us your story. But here's some bonus questions. Are you a cat or a dog person?
A dog.
Dogs.
Yeah, I like beagles.
Now, if anybody would like to reach out to you and get to know more about you, or like you said, you're a newly single woman, all them fellas are probably, all the thirsty guys on here are probably going crazy, like, oh, she's on the market. How do they reach out to you? How can they get a hold of you and get to know you a little bit more, or they just want to hear more about your story?
They can reach me on Twitter, Facebook, or LinkedIn.
By your same name, or
Yeah,
okay.
they can just Google that for either of those platforms and they'll pick it up.
All right. Sounds good. All right, everybody. This is Chris, your host, and I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. Peace out.